Let's have a 1 minute silence for the repose of the souls who were lost in the helicopter crash in Port Harcourt. Please, a minute silence. The souls of the departed rest in perfect peace. Amen. Gentlemen of the press, I understand just like we have in the legal profession, there's no woman in the press too. Am I correct? So that's why I say gentlemen of the press. Here to have our first live press briefing in respect of the unfortunate helicopter crash that we suffered in this country about 2 or 3 weeks ago now. About 3 weeks ago now. Specifically, it happened on the 24th of October, 2024. I have with me here the heads of the relevant agencies in respect of accidents such as this in the aviation sector, and they will be willing to take questions from you and provide answers to those questions. We feel this is important. One, it's our duty to let Nigerians know exactly what happened, what we have done so far, instead of just releasing press statements all the time without an opportunity to get a feedback or to answer questions from members of the press. So even though we have tried as much as possible to keep members of the public abreast of what happened, we feel it is an added responsibility on us to also interact with members of the press and then take questions from them, because souls have been lost, people, lives are involved, and families are grieving in this respect. So with me here are the leaderships of the NSIB, the agency that is principally involved or responsible for accident investigations, headed by the DG here, Alex Bade Jr. We also have NAMA here, the Nigerian Airspace Management Agency. The MD is here with us. And also the NCA is also represented by the very top management of the agency. So you're very much welcome. We want to say once again condolences to the family, colleagues and friends of the deceased victims of the accident. Like I mentioned before, the NSIB is the agency with the sole mandate to conduct independent investigations of transportation occurrences with the sole objective of accident and serious incident prevention in all modes of transportation by making safety improvement recommendations. The investigation does not apportion blame or assist in determining liability. So we're not here to apportion blame or to determine liability at this stage. The type of the helicopter is what they call S76C+. The serial number of that helicopter was 760486. Registration mark is 5NBQG. And the manufacturer is Sikorsky Aircraft USA. The year of manufacture 1998. Number of persons on board, 8 persons on board, 6 passengers and 2 crew members. They departed from the Port Harcourt Military Airport, and the destination was FPSO Neom Atam. I think that is a facility of the NNPC. So this was like a private charter by the NNPC. The NNPC conducted a private charter of that aircraft. As you may recall, the ill-fated helicopter crashed about 1.4 kilometers from its destination on the NNPC floating production storage offloading vessel called FPSO Neom Athan. As soon as the area of the crash was identified, the Nigerian Air Force conveyed our GO team, that's the NSIB GO team, to Port Harcourt, where the GO team was transported to the Neom Anam vessel on a Nigerian Naval Augusta Westland AW109 helicopter on the same day of the accident. So we arrived at the scene on the same day of the accident. Meanwhile, search and rescue was activated, and a team comprising teams from the NNPC, Nigerian Navy, NSIB, Hydro Dive, NIMASA, and the ships sailing around the vicinity of the accident site. Underwater recovery of victims and wreckage is a significant project that requires careful planning and provision of technology, expertise, and substantial financial resources to support the operation. Now, over 60 personnel mobilized to the site, including professional divers and other technical experts. We deployed marine vessels and diver boats equipped with sophisticated state-of-the-art gadgets for scanning the seabed and tracking. The depth of the sea around the vicinity of the accident sites varied from 40 to 100 meters. The search and rescue operation was interrupted several times by heavy rains, oceanic currents, and strong winds. It is imperative to mention that the search and rescue operations continued unabated day and night on a 24/7 basis. That is 24 hours of a day, 7 days in a week, for 14 days, non-stop, day and night. On day 1 of the accident, 3 bodies of some debris suspected to be from the crashed helicopter were spotted floating and were picked up. So 3 bodies and some debris from the helicopter were picked up on day 1. So far, over time, 5 bodies were identified to be the deceased passengers were recovered, while 1 passenger and 2 crew members are yet to be found. So we have 3 bodies that are yet to be found. Now, recovery of the wreckage and flight recorder. At midnight on the 31st of October 2024, the wreckage of the helicopter was finally located at a depth of 42 meters. The latitude has been provided here is a technical latitude, northeast and all those latitude. It's 04 degrees, 13.634 knots, and the longitude is 008, 19.442 east. Although scattered in pieces, major parts and components of the helicopter, except for the flight recorder, which is the black box, were recovered, including the fuselage, 2 engines, main gearbox, landing gear, main and tail rotor shafts, etc., etc. The search and recovery efforts continued until the flight recorder was found on Friday, the 8th of November, 2024. The search and recovery operation took 14 days. We have taken effort to also provide the flight recorder for you. It's going straight to the lab, but we thought that you should also have a view of the flight recorder that was recovered. So maybe you can have shots of it later. But that is the flight recorder that we have provided here for you to see. The black box that was recovered, but it's going to the lab, of course, for analysis. On Saturday, the 9th of November, the wreckage departed the collection site on a ferry. It arrived on a port, on the evening of Sunday, 10th of November. After completing the formalities at the port, the wreckage was loaded on the low-bed truck on Monday, 11th of November, and it's on its way to Abuja. Because, principally, the NSIB must take possession of that wreckage. So it's actually on its way to their, site in Abuja. They have a facility for investigation in Abuja. So that wreckage is actually on its way now, to Abuja. After completing the formalities at the port, the wreckage was located. Okay, I've said that. Our specialists picked the flight recorder and brought it to Abuja last night. So the recorder, the black box, arrived at Abuja just last night, and that's the black box you see there. So the intricate process of readout of the recordings will begin immediately. So why are we here today? Our objective is to conduct a thorough investigation using available techniques to find a safety issue and recommend a safety change to prevent a tragedy like this from happening again. We will examine the roles of man, machine, and the environment that might have directly or indirectly contributed to this accident. In the process, we will review the certified maintenance documents of the crash helicopter and the crew's training and medical records. We have received full cooperation from the operator. And as I speak with you, all the agencies of the aviation, NCA, NAMA, and NIMET are all cooperating with the NSIB. We have rallied all of them together as one because they are all under the aviation agencies, ministry, to cooperate on this issue. The helicopter engines and related components will be thoroughly examined at our wreckage hangar in Abuja after being subjected to a tear-down exercise. The participating states on this issue. The United States of America, as the state of design and manufacture of the helicopter, has appointed an NTSB investigator. So we are cooperating and collaborating with the United States where it was manufactured. And they have actually appointed someone, an investigator, to work with us. It's an accredited representative of the NTSB in America, assisted by a technical advisor, nominated by Sikorsky Aircrafts. Meanwhile, France, as the state of design and manufacture of the engines, has appointed an accredited representative, assisted by a technical advisor from Safran, the engine manufacturer. So the engine was also manufactured in France. Now, all things being equal, we will publish the preliminary report on the NSIB website within 30 days. You expect 30 days from now, we'll get a preliminary report out to be published on the website of NSIB. Now, usually it takes up to a year or more to develop the final report and possible safety recommendations. Additionally, the NSIB's Family Assistance Department, in collaboration with the NCA and the NNPC, will be working with the bereaved family members to bring them some comfort at this difficult time. If you look at the law, it is the primary responsibility of the NSIB, to institute a family support program anytime you have such accident, to support the families, counsel them, and see them through this period of grief. The NSIB has designed such a program. He'll be happy to, the DG here will be happy to answer more questions in that regard as we go on. But we felt it is our bounden duty to let the public know how far we have gone, what we have done so far in respect of this. And we thought we should get to a convenient curve in the investigation. And we thought this is the convenient curve where we have recovered the black box before we speak to the press. We just didn't want to be making unguarded statements since it happened. But we felt that this is the convenient time to talk to the Nigerian public. And this is what we have just done. Thank you.
As you know, the federal government does not give up on any Nigerian citizen lost or harmed anywhere. So the Nigerian government, through the Federal Ministry of Aviation and the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, is still conducting a long-term search and recovery effort for the missing two crew missing members and the missing passenger. We with the NNPC and the Nigerian Navy have notified others in the littoral waters, so Cameroon in particular, to see if anybody floats up into their waters. As you know, we found one body in Cameroon a few days after. So we're still looking, the Navy is still on the lookout, and so is the NNPC and all vessels in that field. So rest assured, Nigeria will not give up on the missing victims.
And you know, with the tidal wave, you know, of the Atlantic Ocean, of the sea at times, it can carry anything for miles. And you just heard that the last body was actually found in Cameroon, not within Nigeria. So it's just to tell you how much the tidal wave carried the body away. So we also suspect that the other three may have floated into Cameroon. And the NISIB has also informed the Cameroonian authorities to also assist at their end, because we don't have the right to just go into their waters like that without adequate clearance.
So with the Family Assistance Program mandated by ICAO, we provide emotional support, psychological support as well to the families, as well as try to update them as we go on with the investigation. So that's just a nutshell of what kind of support we support families with at this time.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. If there's any need and there's any important information, we also come across as we go on with the investigation, and also the search and recovery effort that will continue until all the bodies are found. We will let you know as time goes on. But thank you for attending this important press briefing. Thank you. God bless you.